Hello everyone, welcome to Aspire Academy. Today we are going to discuss about the plant kingdom. This is class 11th topic. Okay, so the subtopic that we'll cover, that is classification of plant kingdom. How the plants has been classified, who has classified the plants. Okay, so all that we'll talk in this lecture. So this is the lecture 1 on this topic. Now, firstly, since we are reading plant kingdom, the whole plant kingdom, what does it include? So that we'll all see. So the plant kingdom include all the multicellular, okay, and eukaryotic organism. That means plant are multicellular, made up of millions of cells. Okay, so we are the plants, they are multicellular, they are eukaryotes with one of the special feature, that is photosynthetic, okay, mode of nutrition. So they are they can perform photosynthetic mode of nutrition they are having, and they can perform photosynthesis. That means they are autotrophs. They can prepare their own food. Okay, so these are they are the main producers on the land as well as in the water. Okay, now they can manufacture their own food by the process of photosynthesis. They synthesize organic compound, and the substance that is produced by the end process of photosynthesis, that are all organic substance. So we can say the organic compounds, they have been produced as a result, okay, by the process of photosynthesis. Inside only, so photosynthesis किस plants में होते हैं? Only the plant which have chloroplast. ठीक है, and within that chloroplast there is chlorophyll pigment. That means ultimately जिसके पास chlorophyll है, only they can prepare their own food, only they can perform photosynthesis. Okay, so the green plants only can be called as the producers. Okay, so they use carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Okay, the carbon dioxide that we all are exhaling, जो हम लोग exhale करते हैं, release करते हैं environment में, so that is used by the plants in the performance of photosynthesis. So carbon dioxide as well as the water is required in presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. Sunlight or chlorophyll is very necessary, because बिना इसके the carbon dioxide and water cannot give the end result, that is the glucose. Okay, so during this process they release oxygen in the air as a byproduct. पूरे photosynthesis का byproduct क्या है? Oxygen, which is again utilized by the animals as well as the humans to respire. Okay, so we are all using during the internal respiration, during external respiration, and that is being given by the plants as the end product of photosynthesis. So this photosynthesis is very much important. If the photosynthesis will not take place, plant will not produce the oxygen, so how will the animals and the humans, they will survive? So a connection hai. Okay, now we'll see how the plants can be classified. So our understanding of the plant kingdom has changed over time, because several other scientists, ठीक है, first the one of the scientists, ठीक है, उन्होंने क्या किया? First kingdom classification, there was the two kingdom classification, जिसमें organisms को दो kingdom में बांटा गया, either plant or animals. After that several kingdoms was there, three kingdom classification you can go on. Classification, biological classification में आप देख सकते हो किस तरह से organisms को classify किया गया by the several scientists time to time. Okay, so the fungi was also, okay, member of the Monera and the Protista, having the cell wall. So we have seen Protista, Monera, Protista, fungi, Plantia, Animalia. This was the 5 kingdom classification जो कि W.H. Whitaker के through given था. ठीक है, so Whitaker has given the 5 kingdom classification which is been followed still. Okay, so fungi are the members. Previously the fungi was among Monera and the Protista, and having the cell wall, having cell walls, and have now been excluded from that. Okay, from the kingdom Plantia. पहले fungi उसी plant kingdom में था. Okay, but जैसे ही after that, when the separate kingdom was formed, so fungi was being separated from the plant kingdom. Okay, now so the cyanobacteria, okay, cyanobacteria, blue-green algae, so that are not algae anymore. तो ये सबको किस कैटेगरी में रखा गया? मोनेरा में. Okay, now kingdom Plantia whole can be divided into different यू कैन सी डिफरेंट ग्रुप्स में बांट सकते हैं, एल्गी, देन ब्रायोफाइटा। होल प्लांट किंगडम का क्लासिफिकेशन आप देखोगे अभी, algae, bryophytes, then pteridophytes, gymnosperms and the angiosperms. Okay, so the plant kingdom has been divided on this base. Now we'll see in detail about this classification. The kingdom Plantae can be firstly classified as cryptogams and phanerogams. ठीक है, cryptogams and phanerogams. What is cryptogams and what do you mean by phanerogams? So crypto, that means plant that is not having seeds, जिसके seeds नहीं है, वैसे plant को हम लोग cryptogams के category में रखते हैं. Okay, and phanero, that means they are plant with seeds. Okay, so cryptogams, the plants, they have the sex organs invisible, and in phanerogams what happened, the sex organs are visible. Okay, that means seeds वहां पे present होते हैं, and यहाँ पे there is no seeds present. Now cryptogam can be categorized as algae, bryophytes and pteridophytes. If you go in more detail about the different classes, now algae भी तीन तरह के होते हैं, chlorophyceae, phaeophyceae, rhodophyceae. Okay, bryophytes को अगर आप categorize करोगे, hepaticopsida, okay, then anthoceratopsida, then bryopsida. ये तीन categories है जिसमें bryophytes को भी further classify किया गया है. Then comes pteridophytes. Pteridophytes can be categorized as Xylophyta, okay, then Lyophyta, Sphenophyta and Pterophyta. चार categories में. Again, now we'll come to phanerogams. को दो part में आप divide कर सकते हो, gymnosperm and angiosperms. Gymnosperm, the naked seed, and angiosperms, the plant in which the seeds are not naked. That means the seeds are hidden. Okay, so gymnosperms को भी आप देख सकते हो, cycadales, coniferales, गिंगोगेल्स, जेनेटेल्स. अब आ जाते हैं एंजियोस्पर्म. वेरी कॉमनली इट इज नोन एज एंजियोस्पर्म. में हम लोग किसके बारे में पढ़ते हैं? आइदर डाइकोटिलेडोनस सीड्स, डाइकोटिलेडोनस प्लांट और मोनोकोटिलेडोनस प्लांट इस कैटेगरी एंजियोस्पर्म में आते हैं. ओके, तो जितने भी फ्लावरिंग प्लांट है ये एंजियोस्पर्म में बिलोंग करता है. ओके, सो दिस इज द ब्रॉड आउटलाइन है क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ प्लांट किंगडम. ओके, now we'll see how the different classification system was given. Firstly, we'll study about artificial system of classification. Okay, there is artificial system of classification. उसके बाद natural system हो गया. We'll come to one by one. Okay, so artificial system of classification किस चीज पे based है? It is based on the comparison. Okay, comparison of one or few superficial morphological character which can be outwardly seen. ठीक है, morphological characters पे based है. Now comparison of one or few morphological characters such as habit, color. Okay, plants के habit क्या है, color कैसा है, numbers and the shape of the leaves, इस basis पे classify किया गया. That was the artificial system of classification. And they were based mainly on vegetative character. And the superficial morphological character की जो बात की गई है, that is mainly vegetative characters. Okay, or on the androecium structure, that means stamen पे जो भी stamen का जो structure उस base पे main classify किया गया. And the system, artificial system of classification in plants was given by Carl Linnaeus. ठीक है, Linnaeus ने artificial system of classification he has given that. Now we'll see what are the advantages. आर्टिफिशियल सिस्टम का क्या एडवांटेजेस था? द आर्टिफिशियल सिस्टम इज इजी टू रिमेंबर. ठीक है, सबसे पहली बात है इजी टू रिमेंबर है. क्यों? बिकॉज ओनली वन ऑफ फ्यू कैरेक्टर आर यूज्ड इन कंपैरिजन. कंपैरिजन जब डिफरेंट प्लांट्स के किए जाएंगे, सो फ्यू कैरेक्टर्स आर जस्ट टू बी रिमेंबर्ड, तो इट इज जस्ट इजी. एंड इट इज प्रैक्टिकल अप्रोच, दैट मीन्स प्रैक्टिकली इसे परफॉर्म किया जाएगा. एंड इट इज सिमिलर टू यूज द कीज ऑफ आइडेंटिफिकेशन ऑफ द वेरियस टैक्सा. Now, identification के basis पे does the plant work classified, and the trait used are of human interest, which can be understood by the humans. जो common characters था उनको लेके किया गया था. So it was this few advantages of artificial system classification का जो Linnaeus ने दिया था. Now there are few disadvantages also. ठीक है, artificial system of classification का कुछ disadvantage भी है. that this system use only few trait. ठीक है, फ्यू ट्रेट को हमने पढ़ा, एडवांटेजेस में भी कुछ कैरेक्टर को जब स्टडी किया जाए तो स्टडी थोड़ा आसान होता, बट स्टिल since it was using only few trait which leads to different organism, okay, grouped together, बहुत सारे ऑर्गेनिज्म को एक ही कैटेगरी में रख दिया गया, क्योंकि कैरेक्टर्स को बहुत सारे कैरेक्टर्स को नहीं लेके कंपेयर किया गया. Okay, then artificial system gave equal weightage to vegetative as well as the sexual characters of the plant. Okay, तो इसमें even the sexual characters with the vegetative characters was even given importance, and this is not acceptable. Why? Because often the vegetative characters are more easily affected by the environment. तो vegetative characters affected होते environment में, environment के वजह से, so generally उन्हें नहीं रखना चाहिए था, but still it was included. So it does not bring out natural and phylogenetic relationship. ठीक है, ये जो आर्टिफिशियल सिस्टम था, फाइलोजेनेटिक दैट मींस इवोल्यूशनरी हिस्ट्री को नहीं दिखाया गया, एंड देन द नेचुरल, इट वाज नॉट नेचुरल, सो दिस वाज आल्सो वन ऑफ द डिसएडवांटेज ऑफ दिस सिस्टम. एंड द ग्रुपिंग इज डन ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ एक्सटर्नल ट्रेट, मॉर्फोलॉजिकल कैरेक्टर को, एक्सटर्नल जो ट्रेट है, एक्सटर्नल कैरेक्टर है, उसी को लेके ग्रुपिंग किया गया, व्हिच में अपीयर ड्यू टू यू कैन से इवोल्यूशन के वजह से भी हो सकता था ये एक्सटर्नल कैरेक्टर में चेंजेस, बट स्टिल एक्सटर्नल कैरेक्टर्स को ही लेके स्टडी किया जा रहा था. एंड द पैरेलल इवोल्यूशन के वजह से भी ये चेंजेस हो सकते थे एक्सटर्नल ट्रेट में, और प्रोग्रेसिव इवोल्यूशन के वजह से और रिग्रेसिव इवोल्यूशन के वजह से भी एक्सटर्नल ट्रेट में चेंजेस हो सकता था, बट स्टिल इट वाज मेनली बेस्ड ऑफ द क्लासिफिकेशन. नाउ देयरफॉर दे डू नॉट रिफ्लेक्ट एनी नेचुरल रिलेशनशिप. ओके, तो यहाँ पे आर्टिफिशियल सिस्टम में क्या है, एक्सटर्नल ट्रेट को इंक्लूड किया गया, सो द नेचुरल रिलेशनशिप, इवोल्यूशनरी हिस्ट्री, phylogenetic relationship, this was all not found. So these are the few drawbacks of the artificial system of classification. इसके just बाद अब देखोगे there is a natural system of the classification that was also proposed by the scientist. ठीक है, so this natural system of the classification किस चीज पे बेस्ड था, natural system, that means कुछ natural characters को लेके ये main classification was given. Okay, so the natural system of classification is based on number of the character so as to bring out the natural similarity and dissimilarity. तो different plants के बीच में क्या similarity है, क्या dissimilarity है, all was just focused by taking the number of characters in comparison. बहुत सारे natural characters को लेके compare किया गया, even उनमें similarities देखे गए, differences देखे गए, and the natural system जो था वो मेन फोकस किस पे करता है, नेचुरल एफिनिटीज, किस तरह से दो प्लांट्स, ओके, मेनी ऑफ द प्लांट्स वर इंटरलिंक्ड, हाउ, व्हाट इज द नेचुरल एफिनिटी और रिलेशन बिटवीन देम. ओके, नाउ दिस सिस्टम एम्प्लॉयज दोस कैरेक्टर व्हिच वाज रिलेटिवली कांस्टेंट. द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग ऑफ द नेचुरल सिस्टम ऑफ क्लासिफिकेशन, द कांस्टेंट कैरेक्टर वाज टेकन. ओके, so it include the external features, कुछ external features या internal features जिनको लेके comparison किया गया, उनमें dissimilarities and similarities देखे गए. So that was all that characters, ultra structure, that means detailed structure of that plant. Okay, then anatomy of that plant, embryology, phytochemistry, इन सारे चीजों को देख के ही classify किया गया plants को. Okay, now well, something more about the classification, natural classification, who has given them. So this natural system of classification of flowering plant, ठीक है, तो पूरे जो हम लोग plants kingdom का division हमने देखा, outline of the classification, उसमें जो flowering plant का classification, the natural classification was given by the two scientists, that is Bentham and Hooker, George Bentham and Joseph Dalton Hooker. They have given or they have proposed the natural classification system of the flowering plant. Now, Bentham and Hooker, they have proposed the classification of the seed plant. ठीक है, जिसके seed होते हैं. Okay, and in the 3 volumes, so this classification was published in the book that is Genera Plantarum. ठीक है, so उन्होंने जो book publish किया था उसमें पूरे in detail the classification they have given Genera Plantarum. Now, they also classified the plants into cryptogams and phanerogams. Now we know cryptogams and phanerogams, the whole outline just we have seen. पूरे प्लांट किंगडम को जिस तरह से क्लासिफाई किया गया था, क्रिप्टो एंड फेनेरो। ओके, फेनेरोगैम्स में हमने क्या देखा, देयर इज जिम्नोस्पर्म एंड एंजियोस्पर्म्स, दे आर द सीडेड प्लांट, ओके, और सिंपली वी कैन से फ्लावरिंग प्लांट। और क्रिप्टोगैम्स जो है नॉन फ्लावरिंग है, दे आर विदाउट सीड्स। ओके, सो this was given by Bentham and Hooker. Now we'll see the advantages of natural system of classification. There must be some good qualities. कुछ natural classification जो system था उनमें कुछ तो advantages होंगे. Okay, so there is a stress on actual study of each and every organism. Okay, each and every organism को study करना it was necessary. And there is a stress on comparative study. तो mainly ये natural system of classification में comparison को importance दिया गया, and each and every organism was to be studied. Now it brings about affinities on the basis of number of character. Few characters को नहीं बल्कि many characters was taken in comparison. Okay, it bring out natural relationship among the organism. ये भी advantage था. Since natural characters को जो constant characters है उनको लिया गया, so it brings out natural relationship among the organism. So it places only related organism in the group. तो natural system में क्या हुआ, बहुत सारे characters को लेके जब comparison किया गया, so in the groups in which the organisms are classified, so that was having only related organism in a single group. क्योंकि बहुत सारे characters को लेके हमने study किया, तो until and unless more and more character will be similar, तब तक उन्हें एक ग्रुप में तो नहीं रखा जाएगा. That means only related organism will be there in a single group. Now this system prevent coming together of unrelatable organism जिनमें similarity नहीं है, so they will be not in the same group. The system indicates phylogenetic relationship. Okay, तो इसमें क्या है, phylogenetic relationship, that means evolutionary history को इसमें देखा गया, and the origin of different taxa. ठीक है, the hierarchy level में how they have been originated from the different hierarchy level and the phylogenetic relationship, ये सारे चीजों को show किया गया in this natural system of classification. Now few disadvantages are also there, but it is still very few. So there is more emphasis given on the natural character. Definitely जब नाम ही है natural system of classification, so natural character को लिया गया, ये एक इसके लिए disadvantages था. So this system, in this system several related families are being separated. बहुत सारे related families भी है, ठीक है, so they were separated and unrelated families they were put together. ये सबसे बड़ा इसका drawback था. Okay, the most important disadvantage. Okay, and evolutionary basis को neglect किया गया in this natural system. So these are the disadvantages of natural system of classification. Now we'll see what is phylogenetic system of classification. Okay, so phylogenetic classification क्या है? It is based on evolutionary traits or evolutionary relationship. Okay, so we can say phylogenetic classification is a system of classification which is based on evolutionary relationship. किस तरह से organism evolve होके आए हैं, on that basis between the various organism, what is the evolutionary history between the different organism, so that is only the phylogenetic classification. Now it assumes that organism belonging to the same taxa have the common ancestors. तो अकॉर्डिंग टू दिस phylogenetic classification, अगर एक टैक्सा से ही बिलोंग करते हैं ऑर्गेनिज्म, दैट मीन्स दे विल कम अंडर द सेम ग्रुप. Okay, so this classification was based on fossil records. Okay, fossil record, then anatomical records, morphological records, morphology, physiology, embryology, genetic studies, ये सारे चीजों को फोकस करके ही this phylogenetic classification system was given. It reflects the true relationship among the organism. Since ये evolutionary history को बताता है, evolutionary relation between the organisms को बताता है, so we can say it reflect the phylogenetic system of classification reflect the relationship between the organism, the true relationship. Okay, so this phylogenetic classification system, who has proposed this? Engler and Prandtl. ठीक है, in year 1887 this is the whole life span है उनका. The scientists, they have proposed. Okay, so Engler and Planter, they arranged the flowering plant according to increasing complexity of their floral morphology. तो फ्लावर के स्ट्रक्चर में जिस तरह से इंक्रीजिंग कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी आ रही थी, उस बेसिस पे दे हैव क्लासिफाइड. ओके, now what are the advantages of this phylogenetic classification? Families and order in the systems are small size. Okay, so firstly we know जो hierarchy level होता है different taxa of the whole classification system, we know पहला होता है phylum. Okay, that is kingdom. Okay, तो पहला होता है kingdom. Then either अगर animals हो so that is phylum, plants ho to divisions. Now since we are studying about the plants, so we should write division. Okay, so उसके बाद आता है division, class, order, families, genus and species. Now this is the different taxa hierarchy level को दिखाया गया है. Okay, so the advantage of this phylogenetic classification में क्या आता है? Families and order in this system are of small size. Okay, and this system is in conformation with the modern view of phylogeny. ठीक है, एडवांटेज था कि ये मॉडर्न सिस्टम ऑफ क्लासिफिकेशन को लेके व्यूज में रख के ही ये क्लासिफिकेशन सिस्टम वाज गिवन. डिसएडवांटेज भी थे दैट दिस वाज नॉट हेल्पफुल इन द प्लांट आइडेंटिफिकेशन. प्लांट को आइडेंटिफाई करने में इट वाज नॉट हेल्पफुल. दिस क्लासिफिकेशन इज आउटडेटेड as the habit is used as the main basis of classification. Okay, habit को जो use कर लिया habit, ठीक है, that means where the plants are found. So this habitat के को अगर main focus दिया गया, that was the main disadvantages. ठीक है, main basis of the classification, habit was given importance. So this is the disadvantage thing. So what is phenetic classification? Okay, so we have seen phylogenetic classification also, but what is phenetic classification system? So this is the system of phylogenetic classification. Okay, it is based on affinities, similarities, dissimilarities, okay, of characteristics that are present in the present day organism without searching for evolution. ठीक है, उसके evolution, diversification को ना ध्यान में रखते हुए only we have to focus the similarities, dissimilarities and affinities also. What is the link between the organisms? So that all were main the base of this classification, phenetic classification. Even the evolution and the diversification was not being focused. Okay, now the classification obtained by this phenetic classification system, this was obtained by supporting evidences from the following branch of taxonomy. ठीक है, तो various branches of the taxonomy was studied, and after that this whole phenetic classification system was given. So numerical taxonomy को देखा गया. What is cytotaxonomy? Okay, तो किसी भी ऑर्गेनिज्म का न्यूमेरिकल टैक्सोनॉमी क्या है? साइटोटैक्सोनॉमी, क्लैडिस्टिक टैक्सोनॉमी एंड केमोटैक्सोनॉमी, ये सारे चीजों को मेन फोकस किया गया. ऑल दिस ब्रांच ऑफ टैक्सोनॉमी वाज providing supportive role in the phenetic classification system. Now we'll see what is numerical taxonomy, what is cytotaxonomy, so that we'll see now. So numerical taxonomy, as the name suggests, numerical, that means number. Okay, so it evaluates the resemblance and differences or primitiveness and advancement through statistical record or the statistical methods. Okay, so what are the different resemblance? किस तरह से organisms resemble कर रहे हैं? Differences क्या है उनमें? Either they are primitive, okay, or either they are advanced. So this numerical taxonomy deals with all this. So it is now easy to be carried out since हम statistical method apply कर रहे हैं यहाँ पे. Okay, so it is now easily carried out using computers. Okay, and based on the all observable characteristics. Numbers and the codes are assigned. numbers and even codes are assigned to all the characters and the data, and then they are being processed. तो ये numerical taxonomy में codes दिया गया, numbers दिया गया, okay, to the organism, plants, and in this way each character is given equal importance, and at the same time 100 of the characters were studied together. So this is about numerical taxonomy. Now what is cytotaxonomy and how this is helping in the phenetic classification? Now cytotaxonomy, what does it include? So it is based on cytological information. Okay, that means cytology, that means एक cell को लेके study यहाँ पे main focus किया जाएगा. Okay, cytological information, that means chromosome number, the structure, the behavior. Okay, so it has been found that since we know the human beings, Homo sapiens, we have the chromosome number that is 46. Okay, so 46 chromosome number humans we are having, and the apes, they are having chromosome number that is 48. So there is a difference in the only just 2, ठीक है, chromosomes. So comparison, अगर एक human को और apes को अगर compare किया गया, so comparison reveal that banding pattern. So what is the pattern? The similar patterns between the human and the ape chromosomes. So differences in the chromosome, differences in the structure, differences in the behavior, even the similarity in the behavior. What is the similarity in the chromosomal number? So all was main focused, and thereby providing evidence that humans have evolved from ape-like ancestors. तो ये cytotaxonomy के through क्या पता चला? That since chromosome number ज़्यादा difference नहीं है, okay, so humans and apes are just they are coming from humans are coming from ape-like ancestors. So reduction in the chromosome, अगर यही chromosome number कम हो गया जो कि human में, okay, has been achieved through the whole arm translocation. So how the chromosome number has been changed? 48 से अगर ape ancestors है, so how the chromosome number has been just decreased? Because of translocation between two acrocentric chromosomes. तो chromosomes में, ठीक है, there was a translocation जिसके वजह से chromosome number घट गया है. Okay, so the apes are the ancestors of human. Now there is another, that is cladistic taxonomy. So this cladistic taxonomy में क्या किया गया? It searches the similarities due to common phylogeny or origin between the common ancestor. जो common ancestor है उनमें what are the common phylogeny? That means how they are similar. Okay, similarity क्या है? And these are of two type of characters को देखा गया. Even the ancestral and derived characters. Okay, so ancestral character of the trait. Okay, जो ancestral character या trait थे of the basis body design which would be the present in the entire organism. तो जो ancestral character है वो पूरे entire organism में present होंगे, and derived characters जो होंगे they are those traits whose structures and functions differ from those of ancestral. So ancestral में क्या है? All the traits, okay, and even the basic of the body's design would be all present in the entire group, since ये ancestral characters को दिखा रहा है. And derived one में क्या होगा? जो ancestral character से थोड़ा हटके होगा, ठीक है. So arranging the organism on the basis of their shared similar or derived characters that differ from ancestral character means कैसे ancestral characters और derived characters में differences है अगर organism में. So this can be studied by phylogenetic tree, and that is known as cladogram. So this is the cladogram जिसमें दिखाया गया insects. Then after that we know fishes आता है class, phylum. Then the fishes के बाद कौन से class आते हैं? That is amphibia. Then birds, ठीक है, prosimians, then humans. So there is a evolutionary history है, a common ancestor we can see. Okay, so this is a cladogram जिसमें क्या क्या phylogenetic tree बनाया गया. Now we'll see what is chemotaxonomy. Chemotaxonomy, as the name suggests, chemo that means chemical. तो यहाँ पे कुछ chemical system को लेके this taxonomy was given. So the system of the classification is based on the characteristics of various chemical constituent of the organism. Okay, so किस characteristics को देखा गया है यहाँ पे? Chemical constituent of the organism, like किस तरह से amino acid present है, which amino acid, then what is the protein sequence, DNA sequences, alkaloids and crystals, beta signin, ये सारे chemicals constituent, whether it is present in the organism or not, is basis पे classification was given. Now the chemical constituent of the plant, we know generally are specific and stable. Okay, and they do not change easily. ये chemical constituent plant का जो वो change भी नहीं होता है जल्दी, random changes नहीं दिखते हैं, stable होते हैं, specific होते हैं, तो इस basis पे भी classification किया गया. Okay, so we have came to the end of the lecture 1, जिसमें we have studied about the classification of the plant kingdom. Now in another lecture we'll continue with divisions or the classification system of algae, bryophytes, so that will be followed up. Thank you for watching.